This is lies, 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 and more lies. The Democrats keep lying to Americans. And we need to make sure that we're not falling for any more of it. Whether it be on, oh, they're going to let you pay off your student loans. They're going to pay them off for you. That's not happening. Whether it be, we're going to get this economy back on track. That's not happening. You name it, they have lied through their teeth. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Trish Regan Show. I am Trish. It's good to have you here. I just want to start with how they have been effectively deceiving millions of students all across the country. Now, I don't think that student loans, to the extent that we have allowed them to be taken out, make a whole lot of sense. And you've heard me say that before. But when you consider right now, when you consider all the promises made and their failure, total failure to deliver on them, it's just wrong. I want to share with you an excerpt from the press conference from the White House today, in which a reporter said, I think you said last week to help students pay for their student loans, you'd be doing something. But what about President Biden's campaign to forgive or cancel $10,000 of student loan debt? Remember that? What is the message to those people who feel that he has failed to follow through on that promise? To which the president's press person, Jen Psaki, said, quote, if Congress sends him a bill, he'd be happy to sign it. They haven't sent him a bill on it yet. So you see what they're doing? They are trying to punt now. The president of the United States is actually blaming his own party. Couldn't they have done this through reconciliation like they wanted to do everything else? You see, he can't get out of his own way. He can't get anything done. Maybe it's because he's got a bunch of 12-year-olds running around trying to make decisions none of them know anything about. I go back to the economy on this one because we're all struggling with inflation. We're all looking at gas prices that are twice as much now, at food costs that have significantly soared. I mean, the cost of bacon is up 20%, cost of eggs up 12%. Think about heating your home right now in America. It's 59% more this year to heat your home than it was last. And people are like, but wait a second, this isn't what I signed up for. And Joe Biden's answer, if he's not blaming the Democrats because of the student debt thing, he's blaming companies and corporate America. Oh, it's Tyson Foods' fault. Those big meat producers, it's their fault. They're making more money. Therefore, oh, there must be fraud going on. You know that he's asking the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, to look into fraudulent practices. Oil companies, gas companies, they must be just committing some kind of fraud because oil prices shouldn't be up this much. You think maybe it has something to do with your policy? The actual policy itself, when you do things like you shut down the Keystone pipeline and shut off any potential investment in the sector, don't you think that might have a little something to do with something? And when energy prices go up, the price of everything goes up. Since energy, the oil and gas industry is still actually what we use, and that's a component into all these costs. I mean, it's really getting sickening how much he is trying to punt. And I'm telling you, Americans, we are too smart to be lied to constantly like this. We're sick of being lied to. We want economic prosperity. We want opportunity. We want education. I mean, to think of the story I told you about the other day, you now have over 700 teachers and professors from schools like Columbia and NYU, all over the country, by the way, and they're coming forward and saying, you know what, this doesn't really work, this no honors math thing, all in the name of equity. We're going to cancel honors classes, deprive our American students of having an opportunity to get further ahead so that we can make things look better on paper. Again, they want to be able to tell you, I guess, that there's a more equitable process, but really that's just a big lie too, because all you're doing is reducing the opportunity for everyone. We need change, and the change has to happen fast. It will, by the way. I predict that it will already, even CNN is talking about who might replace Joe Biden in 2024. We need someone new, but it's not just, what are you going to do? Put Kamala in there? Pete Buttigieg? Elizabeth Warren? Elizabeth Warren, who, by the way, I gotta say, you know what? I'm gonna hand it to Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the new king of Twitter. And if you're not following him on Twitter, I totally encourage you to do so because you'll get some good laughs. And he came out and he said that Elizabeth Warren, because she's after him, because somehow he should pay more taxes. Somehow he's a bad person because he's actually, by the way, helped create the very electronic vehicle industry that they're all so into. But anyway, he's made too much money. He needs to pay more taxes. And he responded by calling her Senator Karen. So it was pretty good. You got to go check it out on Twitter. But anyway, we need this change. We need somebody who can stand up to the insanity of what we're seeing in Washington right now. I want to just take a minute. Parts of today's program are brought to you by SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com, really the place for you to go for life insurance. And if you don't have it, just listen up really quickly because you need to get it. You really, really need to get it. This is one of those things that is just sort of the cost of doing business. If you're going to be on this earth and have loved ones that care about you, it is your responsibility to make sure in the event that you are not here, that they are provided for. The holidays are a perfect time of year for you to be thinking about this right now because we're all thinking about what makes us extra thankful, and that always comes back to family. So this is a perfect time for you to be thinking about how to protect your wonderful family. If you don't have life insurance, you need to get it. It could be just a minute out of your day. It costs hardly any money, and it could be a real game changer for your family's future. And I don't want you to just use any company for this, no, because it can get kind of tricky and a little bit tough, and there's a lot of different things out there, a lot of different policies. So you need to go to the company with the best technology to match you with the best policy. And the best company to do that is SelectQuote. SelectQuote.com. For over 35 years, this company has been in business, SelectQuote, and they are helping people to save 50% or more on life insurance. Highly rated insurance carriers. I want you to hear this one. SelectQuote found a 40-year-old man with high blood pressure, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. $19 a month. Anyone can afford that. It's so affordable, and you need to protect your family. You need to protect your family and all that you've worked for. Plus, all those quotes at SelectQuote.com, they're 100% free. It only takes a couple minutes. So do me this favor. Take a couple of minutes out of your life to do the right thing for your family. Get your free quote. Go to SelectQuote.com today. Again, that's SelectQuote.com. Full details on sample policy and carrier ratings at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Prices could vary by health, issuing company, and other factors not available in all states. But it really is time for us to think about what's next, because we can't continue on this trajectory of Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the rest of them, Nancy Pelosi included. We are now looking quite seriously, folks, at what I call Bidenflation. It doesn't have to be like this, but it's like this because we got bad policy at work, and not just bad policy from the White House and from Congress, but bad policy from the Federal Reserve as well. It's almost like they're flipping things now. Jerome Powell is coming out and saying, oh, you should expect 3 rate hikes in 2022. The market actually welcomed that news, as I believe the market should and should continue to do that, because, hey, if we can cut back on this inflation now, that would be really, really helpful. I don't know how much they're going to be able to rein it in. Sometimes, once this thing's left the station, it gets very tricky. But Jerome Powell promising that we're going to get 3 rate hikes in 2022. So interest rates are going up. So, if you're going to refinance your house, you probably want to do that sooner rather than later. In the meantime, Joe Biden's answer to all this inflation is, let's print more money. Hey, why not have more social programs where we give out more checks and we just flood the system with more money? Listen, buddy, once again, those 12-year-olds advising you at the White House, they don't get it. They don't understand it. He does not have. I'm just going to say this, and I know the entire Trump economic team. I've known them very well. One of them was my former co-host in TV. Larry Kudlow, of course, and then Stephen Moore was there, a really smart team of gifted economists that understood lower taxes, less regulation would equal more prosperity. We don't have that there right now. We have a bunch of people that think, if we just tax everybody more, let's tax Elon Musk some more so we can discourage him from having a business thrive here in the United States of America. These guys have it all backwards. and they'll continue to have it backwards, which is why we need change. Hey, just a reminder, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, do me that favor. Make sure you have subscribed to the full audio version of this podcast on Apple iTunes, on Spotify. If you're watching this on Rumble, make sure you subscribe to the channel. On YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It is wonderful to have you here. We have a lot that we've got to accomplish in the next several years, and I would argue the next several months, because 22 is right on the horizon, and we need this change. America needs this change. Our future is so much at stake. Thank you for joining me, everyone. I'm going to see you right back here tomorrow.